After she turned me down 7 times, I quietly disappeared from her life. There I was in the middle of a Starbucks down on one knee, holding a custom diamond ring. I looked up at Sophia Miller's icy expression. "Liam, stop," she said, her voice flat. She didn't even spare a glance for the ring before she turned and walked out. The whispers and pitying stares from the other customers were almost worse than her rejection. I could feel the heat rising in my face. This was the 7th time. The 7th proposal she'd shot down. I slowly pushed myself up, snapping the ring box shut. $7,000. And she wouldn't even lay a finger on it. I could still hear her excuses from the past. The first time. "Liam, we're still so young. Let's just wait." The second. "I need to focus on my career right now." The third. "This project is draining me. I just don't have the mental space for this." By the 7th, she didn't even bother coming up with a reason. As I stepped out of the coffee shop, my phone buzzed. A text from Ethan Vance. "Strike out again, buddy? Haha. I told you Sophia was out of your league. Just stay on the back burner where you belong." Staring at the screen, it all suddenly connected. 7 proposals, and Ethan always knew the result instantly. And after every rejection, Sophia would somehow land a new joint project with the engineering department, where Ethan worked. I wasn't an idiot. I just hadn't wanted to face the truth. I deleted Ethan's contact, then Sophia's. I blocked her number, unfriended her on Facebook, blocked her on Instagram, and left every shared Slack channel. In 10 minutes, I had erased every digital trace of Sophia Miller. 7 years of my life gone. A clean slate. Back at my apartment, I started boxing up everything she'd left behind over the years. Makeup, clothes, books, and the passbook for our joint savings account, the down payment for a house we were never going to buy. I packed it all up and had it shipped to her place. By the time I finished, it was 10 o'clock. The apartment felt hollow, but I felt lighter than I had in years. Chris called. "Liam, you coming to the team happy hour tomorrow? Is Sophia going to be there?" "Yeah, she's the product manager. Of course she'll be there." "Then I'm not going." Chris was baffled. "Did you two have another fight?" "No fight. From now on, I'm just skipping any event where she's present." I hung up and sent a group text to a few other coworkers. "Hey, from now on, if Sophia Miller is going to be at any get-togethers, please count me out." Message sent. I lay down on my bed and for the first time in a long time, fell into a deep, peaceful sleep. The next day, I walked into the office a half hour late on purpose. The product and tech department shared a floor, and Sophia's desk was right in the main walkway. I used to invent reasons to stroll past her desk just to see her. Today, I took a side entrance and went straight to my workstation without looking up. At 10 a.m., a Slack message from Sophia popped up. "Liam, I want to explain about yesterday." I deleted it without reading. At 11 a.m., another one. "Why did you block me everywhere? We need to talk." Delete. At lunchtime, Chris came over. "Liam, did you really break up with Sophia? She just asked me why you weren't answering her. We were never together, so how could we break up? I chased her for 7 years and she never said yes. Now I'm done chasing. It's that simple." Chris opened his mouth to say something, then thought better of it. At 3 p.m., I was deep in my code when Sophia suddenly appeared at my desk. "Liam, why are you ignoring me?" I didn't look up. "Sophia, I'm working. If this is about a project, send an email. If it's personal, we have nothing to discuss." "Personal? What do you mean you sent all my stuff back? You returned my property. Is there a problem with that?" Her voice trembled. "Are you throwing a fit because of yesterday?" I stopped typing and finally met her gaze. "Sophia, do you honestly think after being played for a fool 7 times, I should just smile and go along with it?" Her face went pale. "I didn't. You know exactly what you did." I put on my headphones and went back to my code. She stood there for a solid 5 minutes before biting her lip and walking away. At 6 p.m., I got an HR email about a mandatory project kickoff meeting the next day. I scanned the attendee list, Sophia Miller. I replied directly to the invite. "Apologies, I'll be taking a sick day tomorrow." The next morning, I went to an urgent care clinic. When the doctor asked what was wrong, I told him I had chest pains and shortness of breath. I spent the morning getting tests, and the doctor confirmed I was perfectly healthy. I returned to the office with a doctor's note. The meeting was over. Chris pulled me aside. Sophia kept asking where you were. She looked pissed. Ethan spent a long time calming her down. I just scoffed. Of course he did. That afternoon Sophia hunted me down again. You skipped the meeting on purpose, didn't you? I was sick. I have a doctor's note. You're not sick. Are you a doctor now, Sophia? She was so furious her face turned beet red, but she was speechless. From that day on it was an all-out Cold War. If she needed to discuss a project, I'd claim I was busy and direct her to my team lead. If she tried a private chat, I'd shut it down and tell her to stick to official channels. A week later she finally broke. Liam, what the hell do you want? Sophia was blocking the doorway to the break room, her eyes red. What do I want? I want to do my job in peace. I got a glass of water and tried to leave. She blocked my way. Are you still angry about the proposal? I can explain. Don't. There's no need, Sophia. There's nothing between us. Please remember that. How can you say there's nothing? We've known each other for 7 years. Knowing someone for 7 years doesn't mean a thing. I've known half the people in this office that long. Tears started streaming down her face. How can you be so cruel? I looked at her crying and felt absolutely nothing. Cruel? Sophia, I proposed to you 7 times. Was that not enough devotion? Now that I'm choosing to let go, you call me cruel. I never explicitly rejected you. Not saying yes is a no. We're adults. You should know that. I stepped around her and left the break room. I could hear her sobbing behind me, but I didn't look back. The next day I got a notification from HR. The company was partnering with a major tech firm, and I was appointed technical lead. I saw the partner company's name and had to laugh. It was the company Ethan Vance had just moved to. This was Sophia's doing, no question. A way to force me to deal with her. I went straight to the director of technology. Mr. Roberts, I'd like to request a transfer off this project. Why? This is a huge opportunity, Liam. A big step for your career. Personal reasons. I'd rather not get into it. Mr. Roberts frowned. What's going on with you lately, Anderson? Your attitude has been off. I'm sorry, sir, but if being on this project is mandatory, then I quit. He was completely shocked. You're crazy. You'd quit your job to avoid one project. Yes. In the end, Mr. Roberts approved my transfer, but the news spread like wildfire. The whole department knew I'd almost quit just to avoid working with Sophia. She cornered me as I was leaving work. Are you insane? You'd throw away your job just to get away from me. If I can't get away from you otherwise, then yes, I would. She completely broke down. Liam, why are you doing this to me? I never did anything to hurt you. I stopped and turned to face her. You never hurt me, Sophia. You really believe that? For 7 years I remembered your birthday and got you a gift every single time. When is my birthday? She opened her mouth but nothing came out. Where were you when I had the flu? Did you ever check on me when I was working late? I was busy with work. Busy enough to have dinner with Ethan? Busy enough to go to the movies with him. The color drained from her face. Sophia, I'm not a fool. 7 years of one-sided love. That's enough. I walked away without another word. I could hear her crying behind me, but my heart was a block of ice. Sophia started trying to find me everywhere. She waited outside the office, outside my apartment, and even followed me to the gym. Every time I saw her, she'd start crying and say we needed to talk. I never said a word. The second I spotted her, I'd turn and walk the other way. Chris couldn't take it anymore. Liam, Sophia is going crazy looking for you. What is going on? Why should I care if she's going crazy? But she told me she regrets everything and wants to start over. I laughed coldly. Start over? What right does she have to say that? What is it that you know? I looked at Chris and finally told him. She's in love with Ethan. Always has been. I was just her backup plan. No way. She texted me every day because Ethan had a girlfriend and she needed a distraction. Now that Ethan's single, she doesn't need me. How do you know? I showed him the screenshots of Ethan's texts. Chris's face turned red with anger. That son of a... I never knew he was such a piece of garbage. Which is why I'm staying away. By the way she's acting now, it seems like she really regrets it. Regrets what? That Ethan doesn't want her. Chris fell silent. That evening as I walked out of the office, I saw Sophia on the corner. She'd been waiting there every day for a week. Same spot, same pose. Today she looked wrecked. Her eyes were swollen, her hair a mess. The second she saw me, she ran over. Liam, please just listen to me. I ignored her and headed for the subway. She followed. I know I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. I walked faster. Liam, let me explain. There was never anything between me and Ethan. The proposals. I didn't mean to reject you, I stopped dead in my tracks and turned to her. Sophia, do you know what it means to have self-respect? She stared at me confused. Chasing someone who doesn't love you for 7 years. That's what it means to lose it. I've been stupid enough. I'm not going to be stupid anymore. But I do love you. I laughed. You love me, Sophia? You don't even remember my birthday. What do you love about me? My money? The fact that I treated you well? Or did you just love having me follow you around like a puppy? Tears streamed down her face. No, that's not it. Forget it. I don't want to hear it. I turned and started walking again. She screamed after me. Liam, you can't do this to me. We have 7 years of history. I didn't look back. Those 7 years were my history, not yours. They had nothing to do with you. The next day, Sophia didn't come to work. Chris quietly told me she'd called in sick. I didn't react. Around noon, Sophia's roommate called me. Liam, Sophia's sick. She has a high fever and keeps calling your name. Then take her to the hospital. She refuses to go. She said she's waiting for you. Sorry, I'm busy. I hung up. Her roommate called 3 more times that afternoon. I didn't answer. That evening, Chris found me. Liam, Sophia is really sick. You should go see her. She has nothing to do with me. But you're the only one she trusts right now. That's her problem, Chris. I mean it. From now on, don't tell me anything about Sophia. I don't want to hear it. Chris looked at me and sighed. You've really changed. I haven't changed. I've just woken up. The third day, Sophia's mother called. Liam, Sophia is in the hospital. You should come see her. Mrs. Miller, Sophia and I are no longer in contact. What do you mean? Weren't you two about to get married? I paused. Mrs. Miller, did Sophia tell you we were getting married? She said you had proposed and she said yes. A bitter laugh escaped me. Ma'am, she rejected me 7 times. There was a long silence. Liam, regardless, Sophia is very sick. The doctor said we need a family member to sign some forms. Mrs. Miller, I'm not her family. She has a boyfriend. You can call Ethan Vance. What boyfriend? Sophia only has you. I closed my eyes. Mrs. Miller, the person Sophia loves is Ethan Vance, not me. She may not have told you, but it's the truth. I hung up. The phone immediately rang again. I turned it off. When I got home, there was a pile of stuff outside my door. Fruit baskets, supplements, and an envelope. The letter was from Sophia, her handwriting shaky. Liam, I know you're angry, but please give me one more chance. I know I did a lot wrong, but I have never not loved you. I rejected your proposals because I was scared, not because I didn't love you. I was afraid I wasn't good enough. Please forgive me. I can't lose you. I read the letter, tore it into pieces, and threw it in the trash along with all the baskets. The next day, Chris found me, his eyes red. Liam, Sophia. She tried to kill herself last night. She cut her wrists. The mouse in my hand stopped for a second. Then I resumed clicking. What does that have to do with me? How can you be so cold-blooded? She almost died. That was her choice. Chris finally exploded. Liam, are you even human? I turned to face him. Chris, that's a guilt trip. It's emotional blackmail. If I go back to her because of this, she'll just use more extreme methods to control me in the future. But, no buts. Whether she lives or dies is her choice, but she's not going to use it to force my hand. Chris looked at me with a mix of disappointment and confusion. You've really changed. Yes, I have. I'm not so easy to fool anymore. The news of Sophia's suicide attempt spread through the office. Everyone knew it was because of me. In the halls, I could feel the strange looks. They called me cold-blooded, cruel, a jerk. I didn't care. At lunch, a few female colleagues sat nearby, talking just loud enough for me to hear. Sophia is such a great girl. How could Liam do this? I know, right? 7 years together, and he just throws it all away. I heard she's still in the ICU and Liam hasn't even gone to see her once. I kept eating as if I heard nothing. That afternoon, Sophia's father came to see me. He was a kind man who had always been good to me. Liam, you've heard about Sophia, haven't you? I have. She's not in a good state. The doctors say she has severe depressive tendencies. Mr. Miller, I'm not her family. He looked taken aback. But Sophia said you two were. We were nothing, Mr. Miller. For the past 7 years, the person she loved was Ethan Vance, not me. I showed him the texts from Ethan. His face grew grim as he read them. That bastard. So you see, Mr. Miller, there's nothing between us. The way she is now isn't because she's heartbroken. It's because she lost her free backup plan. Mr. Miller was silent for a long time. Liam, whatever the case, she's in a dangerous place right now. For my sake. Mr. Miller, if I go back now, she'll think these tactics work and she'll only get worse. It won't do her any good. But her condition. Someone will take care of her. Isn't Ethan Vance so concerned about her? Let him do it. Mr. Miller looked at me. His eyes filled with disappointment. You're really not going to reconsider? Never. After he left, Ethan called me. Liam, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you a man? Sophia is in this state and you won't even go back. Ethan, aren't you happy about this? She's finally gotten rid of me, her backup. Now you two can be together. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. Sophia is your girl. Her life and death have nothing to do with me. I hung up and blocked his number. That night my mom called. Liam, Sophia's mother just called me. She said Sophia is in the hospital. Mom, there's nothing between Sophia and me anymore. How can you say that? You two grew up together. Growing up together doesn't mean anything. Mom, I've made my decision. From now on, don't tell me anything about Sophia. My mom sighed. Son, how did you become so heartless? I'm not heartless, Mom. I'm just finally seeing things clearly. I hung up, feeling a wave of exhaustion. 7 years of devotion, and for what? To be a backup plan and then to be emotionally blackmailed. Enough was enough. A month later, Sophia was discharged. Chris told me she'd lost a lot of weight. I ran into her in the elevator on her first day back. The moment she saw me, her eyes turned red. Liam. I stared at the floor indicator. Liam, can we please talk? I ignored her. The elevator reached my floor and I stepped out. She yelled after me. Liam, do you really hate me this much? I stopped and looked back. I don't hate you. I just don't feel anything for you anymore. Tears streamed down her face. That's not possible. You can't feel nothing. Sophia, feelings aren't something you can just force into existence. The elevator doors closed, cutting off her cries. That afternoon, the company held a planning meeting for the holiday party. It was mandatory. Sophia sat diagonally across from me, staring the whole time. I kept my eyes on my laptop. After the meeting, Ethan suddenly stood up. Everyone, I have an announcement to make. All eyes turned to him. Sophia and I are getting married. The room went dead silent. Everyone looked from me to Sophia. Her face was ashen. She shook her head. No, I didn't agree. Ethan smiled. Sophia's just being shy. We've been seeing each other for a long time. I watched the scene unfold, a strange sense of amusement washing over me. Sophia frantically tried to explain. That's not true. We're not dating. Sophia, you don't have to deny it, Ethan said, walking to her side. He looked directly at me. A lot of people here know about our relationship, especially Liam. He should know better than anyone. The air in the room was thick enough to cut with a knife. I closed my laptop and stood up. Congratulations to you both. With that, I walked out. Behind me, I could hear Sophia's desperate cries. No, Liam, it's not like that. I didn't turn back. Outside, I took a deep breath. The truth was out. I pulled out my phone and called a recruiter. Find me a new job. The requirements are simple. As far away from Chicago as possible. Sophia had a complete breakdown. She tried to cut her wrists again at home. This time, even Ethan didn't bother with her. Chris came to me. Liam, Sophia is in a really bad way. Just go see her. Chris, I told you, her life and death have nothing to do with me. But, no buts. She chose this path. Don't you feel any sympathy at all? This is the woman you loved for 7 years. I smiled. The woman I loved for 7 years, Chris, she was never my woman. She was in love with someone else. Now that he doesn't want her, she suddenly remembers how good I was. On what grounds should I take her back? She knows she was wrong now. And knowing she's wrong means I have to forgive her? Chris, some mistakes can't be forgiven. He said nothing more. That night, Sophia's mother came to my apartment, crying hysterically. Liam, Sophia is dying. The doctor says she has severe depression. Mrs. Miller, I know you're worried, but I can't help her. How can you not help? You're the only one she cares about. If I was the only one she cared about, why did she turn me down 7 times? Her mother froze. Mrs. Miller, Sophia loves Ethan Vance. I was just a backup. That's impossible. Since she was a little girl, Sophia has always what? Thought of me as a brother, a friend, a free chauffeur. Her mother's expression changed. Liam, how can you talk about Sophia like that? Because it's the truth. I stood up. I have things to do, ma'am. After she left, I started packing. The recruiter had found me a job in Austin. Halfway through, Ethan showed up. Liam, we need to talk. We have nothing to talk about. Are you just going to stand by and watch Sophia die? I sneered. Ethan, why should I care if she dies? Isn't she your girlfriend? Why are you coming to me? I just wanted her to give up. To stop bothering you. I laughed. What a noble excuse. Ethan, Sophia is your problem now. She's not my problem. Then why did you announce you were marrying her? Get out of my apartment, and don't ever come to me about Sophia again. I pushed him out and slammed the door. A week later, I left Chicago. Chris saw me off. Are you sure about this? I'm sure. What about Sophia? She has her family. She doesn't need me. She's still in the hospital, asking for you every day. That's her problem. You really don't have a soft spot left for her? I looked out at the city skyline. Chris, do you know what it feels like to be a spare tire? It's when you think you've finally found happiness, only to realize you were just a convenience in someone else's game. But Sophia now what? Now she regrets it? It's too late. The train started moving. I was never coming back. In Austin, I adjusted quickly. My new colleagues were friendly. No one knew my past. 2 months later, Chris called. Liam, Sophia is out of the hospital. She asked for your address. You didn't give it to her, did you? No, I'm not that stupid. But she said she'll find you no matter what. Let her try. Chris, I'm changing my number. Don't contact me again. Wait. I hung up and got a new number that day. 6 months later, I met a girl named Emily. She was an accountant in the finance department, quiet, gentle, with a sweet smile. We started dating. A year later, we got married. The wedding was simple. On our wedding night, Emily asked me, "Did you have a girlfriend before me?" No. Then why are you so cautious with relationships? I held her close. Because I want to make sure I cherish you properly. 5 years later, Emily and I had a wonderful daughter. We bought a house in Austin. One day, I was at the mall when I heard someone call my name. Liam. I turned. It was a woman who was both a stranger and hauntingly familiar. Sophia. 5 years had passed. She was rail-thin, her hair streaked with gray, her eyes empty. It really is you, she trembled. I looked at her, my expression blank. You have the wrong person. I turned and walked away. She yelled after me. Liam, I've been looking for you for 5 years. I didn't look back. Liam, I know I was wrong. Please forgive me. I kept walking. Liam, I've been waiting for you to come back. I walked out of the mall, but she was still chasing me. Liam, wait. I stopped. You've made a mistake. I'm not Liam Anderson. She froze, tears streaming down her face. That's impossible. You are Liam. You have to be. I am. But I'm not the Liam you knew. The Liam Anderson who would have died for you. He died 5 years ago. She collapsed to her knees on the pavement, sobbing. Liam, please come back, please. I looked down at her, feeling only a cold detachment. Sophia, how you feel right now? This desperation, this helplessness? This is how you made me feel for 7 years. There are no do-overs in life. I turned and walked away. And this time I never looked back. When I got home, Emily asked, "What took you so long?" "Ran into a crazy person." "What kind of crazy person?" "Just a sad person stuck in the past." My daughter ran up and hugged my leg. "Daddy, did you get me a toy?" I pulled the toy from the bag. "Of course. Daddy never breaks a promise." My daughter giggled and Emily smiled. Looking at them, I knew this was the most beautiful thing in the world. As for Sophia, she was just a ghost from another life. A ghost whose purpose was to teach me what despair felt like, and what it meant to finally wake up. I have a new life, a new family, a new happiness. And she is left to live in her memories, to bear the weight of the pain she once gave me. That is justice. Not the justice I gave her, but the justice she brought upon herself.